I can't be having you consistent for just 3/4 of the season.
But
You know what I mean?
KDB's not consistent for the whole course.
Yeah,
But guess what?
But
Pep
KDB
takes him out.
Now you're actually doing what everyone else has done. You man was forcing me to be title contenders.
He's still young, and this is a young team. I'm not giving him excuses. At the end, if you're managing a top 4 club or top club, work experience is over, bro.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you're listening. Welcome to another episode of Podcast Pundits. I'm Drayman. I'll be your host today. As you already know by now, I'm an avid Man United fan. And before I bring in the other panelists, let's just go through the usual. You can find us and like us on Spotify, Apple, Instagram, SoundCloud, YouTube, TikTok. It's like podcast.pundits, podcast pundits _ I think we've covered all the platforms, Amazon Music. We're everywhere. If we can, give us a follow, give us a like, give us a comment. We appreciate everyone listening to us. Right, let's go around the room, introduce everyone.
Yo, Della Strada here, the man of many club faces. Doing good, doing good.
And what clubs are those again, De La Strada?
The top 3 teams in the Premiership right now.
That's actually crazy.
Man City, Arsenal and Newcastle. I never thought this day would come where they're all competing for the same thing.
Yeah,
Your affection.
Yeah.
yeah, they're all up there in the top half. All right, moving on.
I wonder if our listeners take De La Strada seriously when they hear this, bro.
It's up to them, innit?
Well,
I can only talk.
They should drop us a comment on what they think about someone supporting more than one team in the same league. Is that allowed?
And they're being top 3 as well. Some might say that.
What, did you think that was going to happen?
Manufactured.
But who thought that was going to happen?
Oh yeah, but then you know what I mean. The listeners are going to be wondering how long has this been the case.
Well, you don't know me. It's been a while, innit?
Well, to be fair, the Manchester City one was new to me. I only found out whilst we were recording this podcast.
That's been since Pep.
Nah, yeah, I remember you put the photo in with the blue shirt. I was so confused.
Well, when we won the league last season, I had my shirt on.
When we?
My many club faces.
And then moving on to Sam's left.
Yeah, I go by the name of Striver, Arsenal fan here. Yeah, man, it's good to be back. Good to be back talking with my boys, chopping it up and what have you not. Let's go, man. I'm ready to get into it when you guys are.
Fair. And then to Striver's left. Who's left?
Yes, it's your boy Joey Nomadic, Liverpool supporter. Today I'm going to be Chesticus Maximus because I'm talking with my chest today. 6 wins in a row. 8 games unbeaten. Anyone else here claim those facts? No? Okay.
But where does that put you? Still 5th?
Closer to Arsenal.
Oh, good. Right, that's everyone. Let's get into it. The first game was that we'll go into was Everton v Man City. Man City came away 3-0 victors, and I'd like to say an unbelievable performance by Gundogan, who's potentially helped them close out the title for the Premier League. But if I put it to you, De La Strada, is this a greatness from Pep that we're seeing? Because I actually didn't add that obviously Man City played midweek and then they drew with Real Madrid. It was 1-1 at the Bernabeu. That obviously KDB and Grealish featured in that game. And then obviously he rang the changes for Everton. Obviously being Everton, but obviously we know Everton are fighting for their lives. But Gundogan, in my mind, wow.
Yeah, I think Gundogan is underrated. I think people sleep on him because he probably done the same thing last season when Man City was struggling. He came to the rescue. This season, yeah, he's. Well, what's your question? Is Pep a genius for playing him, or?
Yeah, because obviously he's rang the changes.
Oh no, I think it's just Pep's. Obviously, that's my uncle, innit? But I wouldn't say down to him being a genius. He's just got an incredible depth of talent in his team, so he can afford to bring on quality and rest quality. So I wouldn't say he's a genius, but I think Gundogan himself, well played, great player. People sleep on him, but I think he's probably one of the most complete midfielders in the Prem.
'Cause I'm not sure if I'm right or wrong, but does he take the captain's armbag in that game as well?
Yeah.
So he's obviously, he knows his potential, but how crazy is it that obviously he's probably leaving this guy out and then bringing him in, and then he's performing at that high level in terms of...
Thing you can't play when KDB's in the team because KDB just steps on his toes, bro.
No, but he does play when KDB's there.
I know, but he doesn't shine. He doesn't
play attacking.
So
I don't believe that. I see you guys saying this in the group a couple of times, but and you ran away with it. But
Say what?
that basically
KDB did
KDB basically stunts his growth.
In what group? The group?
No.
Okay, I haven't seen it. That's why.
Yeah, no. We got like the Belmont Banter alumni group. I keep saying you should come back. I think you were once upon a time in there, but I think that's what's normally bandied about. That Gundogan shines when KDB is not on the pitch.
No, I just think it's instructed. He just has a different role when KDB's on the pitch because even though Gundo may potentially be the most complete or not.
Do you disagree?
I don't have any grounds to disagree, but I don't have any grounds to agree because I haven't thought about it enough. But you could be onto something. But yeah, even though Gundo could be that, KDB, in what KDB shines in, he's better at than Gundo at.
Yeah.
So that's why maybe he does dully shine purposely for tactical reasons.
When you say what he's good at, what do you say he's good at? Like
KDB.
Yeah, KDB. Like,
or KDB is like shooting and driving with the ball.
I say KDB is better in the attacking third, but Gundogan is still just as good. Just as competent.
But what about him is better in the attacking third? Is it like the breaking the lines with the passes?
More athletic. He can break further lines or lines of longer distance. He's just a technical ball player, which Gundo is, but he's not as dynamic. Gundo's not as dynamic as KDB.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I just wanted to know, what you meant when you were saying he's better than him.
You just got tactical options when you've got a Gundo and when you've got a KDB, bro.
Yeah,
because especially if you want to play explosive, like how they played against Bayern Munich, then that's the guy. But then you can switch it over to another style if you want to use KDB.
Yeah.
But can KDB play DM? Because the last time he got ran over by Chelsea.
I think with age, he made us be
drop back and
just move the ball. But I think for now, he's perfect where he is, and Gundogan's perfect where he is when he plays in that team.
Fair.
With KDB.
That's fair. And obviously our listeners that will be following us every week, we were talking obviously about Haaland last week, and then again he's added another one to his tally. So does that, I'll put it to the panel, like, does that change your perceptions? Because I knew
No
we were
way.
Nah.
No,
I think again it was said, like, me personally, I don't think I'd leave my house to go drive on the motorway to go and watch Haaland play.
No.
But I would for Mo Salah, I would for Thierry Henry, I would for even if I would have even for Ruud van Nistelrooy, bro, at the time, because I really enjoyed watching him, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah,
because I mentioned last week that
You'll take
Haaland
Rooney over. I mean, you'll take Haaland over.
No,
Rooney.
I said exactly. But then I also mentioned that that I felt like someone like Aguero was more someone I would pick over him, because I said, in the big game moments, does he have it in him to produce something? And if I refer back to that Real Madrid game in the week, like, he was non-existent against the Bernabeu.
I think when it comes to Haaland, obviously, if you can find a way to kind of cut out his distribution and cut out his supply, then there is a big chance that he's going to be quiet, because he doesn't really need that many touches to kind of hurt you in the game, kind of thing.
He's not a creator, right?
Yeah, but just that being said, though, I mean, he looked like a creator when he was playing Arsenal a couple of weeks ago.
No, I don't think so.
He's still not a creator.
But but he's shown that he's got it in his locker. But I get what you mean. I'm not going to obviously say he is a creator, but I think he's a bit more well-rounded than we probably give him credit for.
I'll concede that. I'll concede that as well.
He just doesn't have to do it at City. But to your point, Dre, man, I agree that. Yeah, I mean, without his contributors to his game, then he's pretty much nullified. So, big game moment, so to speak.
I think he can still kind of like, even from a long goal kick, bro, this guy could still make something happen. But as you're saying with Aguero and Haaland, these guys have more to their actual footballing game than Haaland. So you like one day Aguero might decide to dribble through 4 players and get a goal.
Yeah.
I wouldn't really necessarily ever anticipate that from Haaland.
Yeah.
He might like use his pace and power to get around players and then lick off a shot. But you're not going to see intricate dribbling from him. But again, I'm very happy from what I've seen. And this is not to take away from what he's achieved this season at all.
Yeah, and it's interesting that you said that from a goal kick, he could probably get you a goal, because I can actually imagine that scenario. So then in a way, isn't he making a goal from like a almost nothing scenario?
It's just like route 1, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's route 1. But when I say make a goal for yourself, I mean like pick up the ball here and then take it from here to the back of the net.
Or even just pick up the ball, do a simple 1-2, run onto it and shoot. I haven't seen Haaland score that type of goal.
That's
But
true.
He was doing
Well, I
that
feel
for,
like
he
I
was
have
doing
seen
that for
that.
Borussia Dortmund.
I haven't.
Yeah, no, he's
Yeah, but
definitely
Sancho was
capable of
doing that as well, Borussia Dortmund, and yeah.
Okay.
But to your point, Strive, you said something about cutting out Haaland's supply. And I think I made reference to that. I think early on in the season when KDB sort of went quiet.
Yeah.
Because teams all clocked on if you stop KDB, you stop Haaland. And that's when I think Pep was trying to
getting onto him, innit?
yeah.
Proper.
And then that's when he played he switched to 2 up top. Because if you nullify Haaland, you nullify what's his name? KDB.
Yeah.
Man City at that point didn't have nothing going
That's
on.
true.
And especially that was a time where we were having a debate about
Oh, yeah,
would you not rather have a team that scores goals distributed or just one player? But if you have one player, you cut at their passing line.
Yeah.
They're quiet.
But so it's funny you say that, because there was that period he got cussed by Pep, whatever, and then he reacted, but he started playing even more in the half spaces. And because when I was watching that scanning video, bro, you can see like the positions that he was taking up slightly different to what he was doing at the start of the season. He was a lot more deeper and he wasn't bursting through making runs. Right now, he's making the same runs as Haaland just to open up space as well for Haaland to make the run. So, yeah, it's actually crazy, man.
Yeah, crazy stuff. And obviously, if we turn to the game, is it just business as usual because it's Everton, or do you think?
No, I think
Everton looked really good to begin with, man.
Yeah. Because when they scored that goal, we were both thinking, right, Everton might do something.
Yeah.
I think I literally just commented thinking, yo, Everton's looking kind of lively, like with that little glimmer of hope in my eyes and my tone of voice and everything. And then literally, I think the moment I kind of went on to kind of make a comment, at least in one of my groups anyway, then Gundogan just scored that class of a goal.
Touch that down, bro.
Yeah, that touch was dope. The finish was dope. Yeah, man. It just made me think to myself, like, yeah, man, this Man City team is just different gravy, man. That's how you deal with a team like Everton at Goodison Park, man. That's how you're they're building up confidence. They're starting to believe that, okay, cool, like we might be able to upset the Giants, and that's how you literally tell them to shut their mouth, man. As of watching it, I was going to say neutral, but really I wasn't. I was a Everton fan until like the second goal. Yeah, man, it was quite a joy to watch, man. I was kind of watching it with a bit of envy, just wishing my club was able to do the same.
How did you feel about Everton in general, because they kind of got your hopes up with that little fake sick performance, and then they just got slapped with that quality goal? Did they like get your blood pumping, thinking there's an opportunity for Arsenal here?
Yeah, like it's like, imagine the first half was almost drawing to a close, so to speak. Well, I wouldn't say drawing to a close, but after like 25 or so minutes, and it's 0-0. Everton's actually almost equal to them in terms of the defense. They're creating mini chances, just looking a little bit threatening when they're on the ball as well. They're kind of playing with a purpose. I thought, okay, they fancy it today. They're going to make it tricky for City. And I also thought City might have been mentally fatigued as well from the game that they've just played with Real Madrid. So I don't know. Like I said, it was all hope, really.
I don't think they would be mentally fatigued personally, because I think 1-1 at the Bernabeu, I think they're buzzing.
And on top of that, they
Yeah.
rotated their team again. So
Yeah.
they're
It's only 3 players. Really? What was it?
Nah, there was-
free
I think-
players. I
John
consider
Stones
that,
didn't
bro.
play.
I consider that-
Mahrez was out as well.
Exactly. Grealish didn't play.
Yeah.
But even free players, I
KDB
consider
didn't
that
play.
as rotation.
No, it is rotation, but
Like,
I mean,
if
like,
you-
for-
I think it was
like-
at least 4 or 5 players, to be fair. Like I've just mentioned
But
the main
it's
ones.
the quality of players.
If your Arsenal first team lost 3 players, even if our Liverpool first team lost 3 players, bro, that's a massive.
yeah,
massive-
Arsenal already lost 3 players. Tommy Essie, Saliba.
No, I'm just saying. In
I know what
general.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
As an example, they still.
No, but I wouldn't have like said that. Okay, I wouldn't say the whole team isn't mentally fatigued because of 3 players. That was the point I'm making.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I mean, I was still thinking that okay, like you're still kind of playing like you're like every other day, and you've got not every other day, every 3 days or whatnot, and you're literally trying to compete on all fronts as well. Like there's pressure in every game. I know City make it look easy, but there's still pressure on every game. But yeah, man. So I just thought that okay, cool, man. With that being the case, who knows? But yeah, City just showed up, man. They show up. They show you each and every time why they have been one of the most consistent Premier League team for the last 6 seasons or so.
That's true.
Yeah, man. So yeah, man, can't take anything away from them, man. They find a way to reinvent themselves, recycle their team. Pep finds a way to motivate his players every single time, and City just like bruv, like you have to give it to City. I know there was talks about who's playing the best football in the league, but you know, City's just come back to tell us all shut up, man. It was always been us.
You don't have to play the best football to win the league.
Yeah, of course not.
You don't have to play the best, but I believe they are.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I
I think
believe
they play the best football.
Yeah, I think they're playing the best football now still, yeah. I think you have to judge it like, obviously...
Over
you
the
have
whole
your-
season or just now?
Yeah, well, at the moment now, but they've got, what's the winning streak? Like 13, 14 games or something stupid like that?
But you're confusing
Oh, what?
performance.
This last
versus
one's
like
11.
result, yeah.
They've won
So
11.
some of the
in a row.
games haven't
11
been.
okay, 11 in a
Some of
row.
the games haven't been that great.
They haven't been that great.
Yeah, in terms of like their actual gameplay, and like for example, obviously they did beat Arsenal in that game, but I don't think they played particularly great.
in the first game.
It
No,
kinda just-
the last one.
It depends
I don't
what
think
kind
they
of
played
style
that
you're
great.
after. I think
That's true.
Yeah, I think what style you're after. I just think they're very efficient. I think they're like a very efficient and like economical team in a sense that they do what they need to do and they do it really well. So they can playing what, like they can obviously pop the ball, tick attack up, play possession. If they decide that they're going to give up possession, they can do that extremely well as well. If they want to go route one, they've got that in Haaland. I just feel like they're a very well-rounded team, and they can literally implement and execute each style quite efficiently.
That's fair.
Quality players can have you doing it.
So they obviously sit 4 points clear at the top. Next game's Real Madrid. Then in the Prem they've got Chelsea at home, then Brighton away, and then Brentford away. So is that potentially the Premier League done?
It's a wrap, and they're wrapping it on Sunday.
Well, the Premier League is done, man. It's been done for...
How long?
It's been done, man. It's been done since...
How long?
I can't tell
How
you
long?
exactly when.
You just said it's been done. You have to tell us when.
Yeah, well, I can't tell you exactly when, but yeah, but I can tell you when.
What game?
Was it when Xhaka tried to fight Trent?
Yeah, but see, this is the thing. You're talking from an Arsenal perspective.
No, I'm asking-
I'm trying to talk
Oh,
from
okay.
I'm trying to talk from a Manchester City perspective. So
Oh.
I'd say, as far as they're concerned, I would say it was done from when they beat Arsenal. To be honest,
Yeah.
yeah. So, but
That was a 6-pointer. We said that was a mental battle. To be fair, man.
I think from then, like, it was like, yeah, right from here, we're not being, you're not going to catch us, and if you're going to try and catch us, we're not going to make it easy for you. So I don't know. For me, it was if I was them, it was done after they beat Arsenal. That's when the job was done.
When was it done for you as an Arsenal fan?
As an Arsenal fan, for me, it was done after the Liverpool game.
Okay.
Just throwing it away too easy.
Yeah, but no, because before that game, I remember saying to a pal of mine, Don, I was saying that I think like with the way City's coming on, and I think it's particularly just I had hope that Liverpool was going to put a dent in City, and then when City kind of just rolled Liverpool over, I was like, you know what, if we don't
What was
beat,
that? Was that 6-1?
no,
5-1.
5-1.
yeah, I'll say if we don't beat Liverpool. Like if we don't beat Liverpool, they're gonna catch us. I remember saying that, and then that's how I felt anyway. And then I was even like talking it into existence, everything like, and I just expected us to win, whatnot. I thought I thought Martinelli was going to show up. Everything that I thought was happening. And then obviously we
in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the Everton game.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think that's a great segue onto the second game anyway, as we're already
well, you ain't
touching.
even spoken about freaking. We ain't really giving Gundogan his flowers. And what was Pickford doing for that Haaland second goal as well?
He's
bro?
trying to procrastinate.
That's what I was
We
thinking.
spoke about Gundogan.
Yeah, I thought that was the main thing I started with.
What, have you spoken about what Pickford's goalkeeper's saying?
Bro, when do we ever talk about Pickford?
Yeah, Pickford, come on, man. Everyone knows about Pickford.
Did you see this goal though, Delestrada? Did you see Haaland's goal though?
No, I didn't watch it. Sorry.
Okay, bro, it was a header. Yeah, this brother just dived.
Can I just put a disclaimer out? This is the first week that Dan doesn't want to move on to Arsenal for some reason.
Crazy, bro.
Oh, is that what you think? Oh, I thought you might wanted to chat football.
Okay, yeah, let's move on then.
What you wanted to talk football?
Is there anything else you want to say? Move on.
So, what was it? Gundogan, Pickford. We've covered those.
What's that?
Anything else?
Pepsi.
Nah, you know what? Pep, like, at the end of the game, when Pep done the number 2, they're saying, 2 games remaining, I thought that was a real statement of intent, man. Big up City, man.
All right. Moving on to
What's wrong with it? Bruv, this guy's the fakest fan of many club faces. He doesn't want to talk about his team.
Who did? He talked about City.
He talked about City. What else he wanted to do?
Bro, leave him, man. He's trying to buy time, bro. Let's do it. Let's begin.
Let's move on to the next
event.
game, to the main event. Exactly.
The champions.
No.
Congratulations, Arsenal. Well played.
Securing your goal.
Well done. Well
You
done.
say you're not giving yourselves a guard of honor.
Yeah,
Yeah, guard of honor for what, bro?
in the Champions League. I don't know why you guys are expecting me to be downbeat. I made peace with our fate.
So
I was just a hopeful Arsenal supporter.
After the Liverpool game.
Bro,
This is a conversation you had with yourself, yeah?
Yeah, bro. After the Liverpool game, I was like, they're going to catch us. But I didn't expect... I thought we was going to put up a better fight.
No, you said we're going to see you at the parade.
Yeah,
When
of course.
You called us from the parade.
Yeah, the parade,
I said I was going to
remember that.
FaceTime you from the parade. Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I didn't tell you what parade. Did I tell you what parade?
Which parade then?
Bro.
Tell us now that everybody's listening. Which parade you
Bro,
going to
it depends what you define
Chelsea's
a parade to be.
women team winning.
It depends with what you define a parade, innit?
What do you define a parade as?
something wild, bro.
Hey, boy, you better relax. You better behave, bro. So, yeah, man. But, no, man. It is what it is, man. You know, after the Hammers game,
So, so have you asked him a question yet? He's just,
Nah, I'm just waiting for him to
This
finish.
guy's freestyling.
I mean,
Stop. Come on, bro.
hey, what's wrong with Joey Nomadic?
I want him to move on, bro.
Let's move on. We'll move on to
the
next game.
Why did you hit me though? I've been physically assaulted on this podcast.
All right, let's go.
Let's move on to the next game. Obviously, it was Arsenal playing at the Emirates. They lost 3-0 to Brighton. Leaves their Premier League title in tatters because it was a great performance by the Seagulls.
can I remind everyone that Strive said
What you laughing at?
Emirates is a fortress, and he wasn't scared about the Brighton game.
Yeah, of course.
He said Arsenal had navigated their toughest opponent, which is Newcastle. You shouldn't sleep on Brighton, bro.
Bro, you know what it was?
Play the best football in the league.
It's got nothing to do with sleeping on Brighton. It's just got everything to do with supporting my club. The thing is, what I don't understand about like football fans in general, you lot believe that someone's not allowed to support their club. I support my club, innit? I support Arsenal Football
But
Club.
not blindly.
No, but you know what?
It's not blindly.
You're contradictory. You know why?
It's not contradictory because I said Arsenal's
I'm saying
becoming.
you are
I said Arsenal's.
contradictory.
I'm saying, but okay, and I'm saying I'm not contradictory because Arsenal's becoming a fortress. We got beaten 3-0 at thingy, so that obviously puts a dent in that quest to become a fortress. However, at home,
More than a dent.
Yeah, more than a dent.
Not at home.
yeah,
That's
but,
a whitewashing.
but when I'm saying what I'm saying, the Emirates has become a fortress. We had a great home record. Once upon a time, we had the best home record in the league. We had the best away record. We still have got one of the strongest away records. But then recently, we've just been conceding way too much at home. Way too much. So obviously, in trying to become a fortress, that's been undone now. Like, football is a fluid game. It changes from week to week. So you lot can probably pick up something I've said like from 2 years ago that we could laugh at. You're picking up something that I said last week. This week we got pumped 3-0 by Brighton. What you know what? Let me ask you a question, Estrada. What are you trying to achieve by even bringing that?
No. The point I'm trying to make is that you were still believing up until last week. So when you said Arsenal
Hopeful.
lost, okay, hopeful. So when you're saying Arsenal lost it against Liverpool, I don't think I quite believed you. But last week when I said Brighton is still a difficult game, yeah, I know Arsenal's been a fortress, but it was never going to be an easy game. And this is why I accepted that Arsenal weren't going to win it anymore, because they had two difficult games, Newcastle and Brighton, and I thought they would have probably dropped points against one of those two teams. And City, yes, they got two difficult games at the end of the season, but Arsenal had to keep the momentum up by playing and beating both Newcastle and Brighton, and I never thought they could do that. So,
when did you give up hope of Arsenal winning the league?
When they lost to Southampton. When they drew to Southampton.
What happens when Arsenal and Man City play? De La Strada.
I always root for Arsenal.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to clarify.
It's good that you declared it then and you said Liverpool.
Sorry?
I don't believe you when you said Liverpool is when you think you...
I don't believe him either.
Because,
But
it's the belief that kills you. So it's good that you locked it off early.
But this is the thing.
No, you locked it off early.
No, but
I locked it off at the right time.
No,
this
is the thing. You, man, this is what's funny. This is what's funny because actually, Adela Strada, you sent a voice note into the group actually, and now you're actually doing what everyone else has done. You, man, were forcing me to be title contenders. You actually, but you're doing what everyone else is doing. You're telling me.
We groomed you into claiming title contenders.
Exactly. And the thing is, what's mad is, it's not even like you groomed me into. I just thought that there comes a point where I can no longer. It will look stupid for me. I will look like Charlie. No offense, Charlie. To believe, to pretend it's not happening. But I have never ever said that Arsenal were the favourites. You man we can go to the pilot episodes, you man can come here, and you man were goading me going, how can you be saying that Arsenal are playing the best football? How can you be arguing about Man City, but then in the same breath saying Man City are the favourites?
No, that never happened.
Yes, bro.
No, remember when I was saying, I was saying Man City
every single episode until I find them.
Remember I was saying Man City are the favourites, and you said, why is everybody making Man City the favourites?
Yeah, no. I said, why is everybody dismissing Arsenal as if Arsenal is just some joke team?
And I was saying because Man City are the favourites.
Yeah, he did say that.
Because Man City are the favourites, and I said I'm not conceding that they're not the favourites. What I'm saying is I don't understand why people are rubbishing off Arsenal as if Arsenal's not going to do anything this season. So because I was supporting my club and doing these things,
now you know though. Now you see why.
Yeah, because I don't see why. Because Arsenal were the only team that pushed Man City this season. Whether it was a credible push or not,
it's a push.
That's not what Arsenal was here for. That's what Liverpool was here for.
No, because we won the title. At the beginning, you can't say that when we have won the title.
At the beginning of the season, where were you predicting Liverpool to finish?
It doesn't matter. We won the title, so you can't say we're only here to push. You have to win the title off of Man City to say that you're here to more than push.
But what my point is, you said that's what you said.
A good sparring partner.
No. Well, we were better than you, and that was your meant. You said that's what you were meant to do. But that's not what Arsenal was meant to do this season. That's what you were meant to do this season.
Meant to do anything.
You just said, "Oh, that's what you're meant to do to push."
No, you lot are meant to bottle it.
No,
you're meant to not win the title.
Bro, you're meant to not win the title.
No, but we won the title though.
Bro, you've won the title once in 31 years.
To win it, though.
You've won the title once in 31 years.
That's not what we're discussing here, bro.
But I don't know why you brought up you bringing up your title that you won.
We're talking about favourites. You were saying why are Man City the favourites? Man City are the favourites because they do this. Arsenal are not. No. Arsenal can't be the favourites because they're specialists in failure.
Let's not put words into my mouth. I never said why Man City are the favourites. I said I conceded Man City are the favourites. I've always conceded Man City are the favourites. However, I'm just supporting my club. So it means supporting my club. That doesn't mean that I can't acknowledge that Man City are the favourites. When you guys kept on going, are Arsenal in the title race? Arsenal in the title race. I only was concerned about finishing top three. And then it got to the point where with 30 games played, we're like 5 points clear, alternating between 5 points and 8 points clear. You got 8 games left to play. I have no choice but to concede we are in the title race. That does not...
I hear that. No, but
can you come back to me, please? What do you mean? I'm doing the go.
You're doing exactly what the
just quickly. You said that the question was why is everybody rubbishing Arsenal as for the title?
No, why is everybody dismissing Arsenal as if Arsenal? Yeah.
And the reason why is because of what has just happened. Is because
no, you can't say that because at the time it hadn't happened.
No, exactly.
But even though,
and you know
what you're saying, people would have thought that's going to happen.
You can't say that because you can't say that because you guys were going on as if I'm saying you guys, the media and everybody, and you included, just by what you're saying, was going on as if Arsenal's not going to be counted. But actually, the only team that was in this race was Arsenal. And Man City.
If you could call it that, yeah, I guess so.
But yeah, anyway, big man, come back to me.
He's a dickhead, bro.
Come back to me, big man.
Bro.
How did I do what everyone else is doing?
Because you're telling me you don't believe me. You're trying to put words into, or forcing me to you're forcing me to say that, oh, I expected Arsenal to win the title still, or
did I say that?
Bro, that's what you just implied.
No,
you just said, if I'm telling you that the title race for me was done when we couldn't beat Liverpool, and you're saying I don't believe you.
No, I'm saying the
Why
difference.
Don't you believe me? Based on what?
The reason I don't believe you, because in the group chats, your spirits were very high. Even up until last week, where you said you were still hopeful and you thought...
That is called supporting the club.
So I can only take based on what you're saying, and I'm saying one thing. So I'm thinking what you're saying to me doesn't add up. For you to have said you stopped believing it against Liverpool, whereas last week you're still hopeful that Arsenal could have beaten Brighton to
What's
still
the difference
stay
between
in...
hope and belief?
But what the thing is, though,
are they not synonymous?
When you say hopeful, let's because I like to make sure that we're
same language,
just factual information.
Yeah.
I said I feel like Arsenal has negotiated the toughest part of our run. I believe that, and I hope that we should be able to beat Brighton because we're at home. So I'm just thinking because it's become more of a fortress, I have more hope and more belief that we should be able to deal with Brighton than I did, let's say, going to St. James Park and playing Newcastle, etc. So I felt like we have negotiated the toughest part of our run, because that also includes what's it?
Chelsea.
Not really Chelsea, but I would have said City. Obviously, we lost that game, so I felt like the hardest parts of the game
over, and you're still in front.
And I said that's not to say that Brighton's are pushovers. I just said I thought we'd negotiated the hardest part. I was obviously wrong, because the Brighton gave us a 3-goal deficit, just like City did.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's move on. So, watching the game, I think I shouted at Joey saying, "Oh, is it Tony Pulis tactics?" But I just wanted to ask Striver, how were Brighton able to almost a lot of the time just play it behind your defense, and they'll just and they'd get in a lot of the times? Is it something that you feel was persistent throughout the game, or is it something that you feel like you could have? Obviously, when a team starts to do something like that, you kind of go, right, guys, we'll try and deal with it. But Brighton, they had that ball in their locker like all game. And I almost felt like, I know it wasn't throughout the whole game, but at times I'm thinking, guys, come on, like I've seen that like 5 minutes ago. Do you know what I mean? So Strives.
You think Arteta should have done something tactically to deal with that?
Yeah,
ball over
the ball over the top was killing him.
Is your name Strives?
No, I was just asking based on what you said.
But it's true what he says. I just feel that ball over the top was almost killing Arsenal. It didn't need to be like that.
Right. So I'm not sure exactly what you asked, but I'm going to try and just give you an answer to kind of, because I heard what you're saying and the point you're trying to make. What I'll say is Brighton seem to, and obviously everyone's vision is 2020 before De La Strada gets on to me again, and with the benefit of hindsight. And when I'm thinking about it, Brighton have done this to us before at the Emirates. I think this was a cup game where we went 1-0 up and then they beat us 3-1. So they've scored like 3 goals in succession against us twice this season that I know of. And even when we beat them, they scored 2 in succession. So, and when they beat us that time, we managed like the only time we taken as few shots or fewer shots than this game was against Brighton again. So Brighton and De Zerbi somehow has figured out some way to just stop Arsenal playing, kind of thing. So when you say, was I surprised? I was disappointed. But then when you ask me today, am I surprised? I'm thinking, no, not really.
Reflecting it.
Yeah, I'm not really, because Brighton are, and we've all said on this podcast that Brighton are we're one of the best, better ball playing teams in the league as well. I would still say Arsenal was playing better football, but amongst a lot of like fans, a lot of people had it as a toss-up. Who's playing a better football? Is it Brighton? Is it Arsenal? I'm now putting Man City in the frame, but some people still say, was it Arsenal? Was it Brighton for the majority of the season? So, yeah, like in regards to, I'll just say Arsenal, our players didn't show up, and these are the guys that you're going to rely on. I feel like
who in particular?
I think Martinelli's probably been someone who's shown up. Odegaard recently shown up. everyone else, I can't really say much for them recently. Saka, I feel like since he had that performance against Ukraine, I don't know where he's been. I said it a couple episodes ago. Like, he's probably still on his international break. I don't know where he's been. Missing. Obviously, he missed that penalty against, was it the Hammers? I think he got a goal or something maybe afterwards.
Southampton.
Yeah, Southampton.
Has he been in and about the chances though? But it's just been because I saw he had a chance against Brighton, but he dragged it a bit wide. But
he took it. I think it was just outside the box.
He took it pretty well.
But no, not really. I can't even say he's not been threatening. One thing I'll say he has done is his defensive contributions have still held up. Like, you can't discount what he gave us against Newcastle, but as someone, and this is, I think the fickle media and even us as fans are to blame as well. There was a time when we were all heralding like Saka as one of the best right wingers in the Prem, or the best right winger in the Prem.
He was. I think, I think sometimes people are very short sighted. Let's not. Football's is done for the whole course of the season, and even those times where I was saying Saka needs a rest, and you're like, why does he need a rest? This, that, whatnot. It happened a lot, and I'm a fan of Arteta, but one of the things that I criticise him on is the lack of utilisation of his squad. Maybe he doesn't have full confidence in his squad, hence why he doesn't make substitutions or utilise the rest of his squad, because the drop-off in quality is there to see. But last season, Saka played week in, week out, every single game for 90 minutes. Again, towards the back end of the season, he burned out and he went flat. This season, again, 90 minutes in the Premiership without fail. Played majority of the games for England.
Sometimes he didn't even have to as well.
Exactly.
For both clubs.
Or could have come off early when the game was done.
And that's my point. That's what I'm saying. So naturally, people can criticise Saka now, but for 75% of the season, he's been one of Arsenal's better players. For the last 25, he's fallen off, but that's not entirely down to him. I have to put some blame on the manager for not resting him. Yeah. And yes, we tried to rest him in the Europa Cup and Arsenal got knocked out. But that just goes and confirms the difference between a Man City and an Arsenal. Arsenal can't play. Who can they play on the right? Maybe a Martinelli. The only thing I would say is that
Reece Nelson.
Yeah, but I guarantee you, people saying Reece Nelson come on does was an impact sub. If you played him week in, week out, people get frustrated with him again. This isn't Reece Nelson's first season. The only thing I think Arteta could have done was move Martinelli to the right and play Trossard on the left. Give Saka a break. He didn't utilise the front three as much as he could have. And again, he's burned out.
But
that's the only thing I can say. And even Ben White, I like him, but let's be real, he's not a right back, but he's done well.
He got cooked.
Yeah,
sorry. When you say he's not a right back, what do you mean by that?
No, he's because his main position is a centre back.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and again, I don't think he's burned out as well. Like, there's a very big difference between playing a centre back and playing as a right back, where you have to be doing up and down all season.
Yeah,
and again, he's hardly had any rotation. When you had time for rotation, Tomiyasu wasn't there, wasn't available. So even yesterday, whenever I was watching the game against Brighton, his defending was lazy. It's like
if he goes Champions League, going up against the better wingers, playing like that, he's going to get freaking
so of course, but again, you're missing the point. I'm saying this is the lack of squad depth.
Yeah, no,
what Arsenal need to do is
understandably, because obviously Tomiyasu's out.
Yeah,
but in terms of Ben White though, because you said he's not a right back, but has he not been one of the better right backs in the league?
So what I'm saying, he's done well.
Yeah,
but I don't think Arsenal should get comfortable to say this is going to be our right back for seasons to come.
Yeah,
they should get a proper right back.
Agree.
And then Ben White, Saliba. Yeah, Ben White and Saliba are the two right-sided centre-backs, and they have to fight between themselves.
But just
so he's he's just in like Joe Gomez.
No, I think he's like a John Stones. You see, because sometimes John Stones will come in and do a job at right-back. He can do a job centre-back. His main job is a centre-back.
But isn't that the same as Joe Gomez? Because John Stones plays
DM. He can. But what I'm saying, but at least if you have Saliba and then...
no one cares about Liverpool players.
If you have Saliba and Ben White, at least the drop-off in quality is not as big as going from Saliba to Holding.
But that doesn't take away, even though I'm not saying that your point is invalid or whatnot, that doesn't take away from what I was saying, where I say we are all fickle. And I know when I say we're all fickle, even parts of what you said lean
That's
into
what
it.
I got from you. What Rebler Della was saying.
Yeah, because
fickle fans mostly.
yeah, but he's saying it on the opposite spectrum to what I'm saying.
Okay.
Because he's basically excusing Saka's performance for the burnout.
Not necessarily excusing. I'm just making.
You are a little bit.
There's a theme here.
You are a little bit because
Yeah,
you're using last season and then using this season.
But you can see the theme.
Yeah, but bro,
I guarantee you, bro, play football for 90 minutes without a phone, and you're training, you'll be tired.
But bro, he's been playing one game a week for.
But it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but it does matter. Okay, just wait for me because it matters when we are saying he is the best right winger in the Premier League, and we were even having debates. We were even having debates where we were putting him up against Vinicius Junior, just different. And we was like, who would be your top? Who would be your top?
But bear in mind, Vinicius plays on different side of the ring, so they could probably play in the same team together.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying that he was being mentioned amongst like some of the best wingers in Europe and are being asked to.
That's true.
That just been happening.
What do you mean that's true? Who was?
No, I remember there was a point that we were saying.
What do you mean he was doing that with you? There was even. I think there was even one in the group chats that you and I are both in.
I don't know.
No, we were raving about him.
It's been
rightly so, though. Rightly so.
I don't think rightly so.
The thing is, there's no.
Vinny's there.
No, but I'm talking about in the Prem, like how he
Who's
was.
better than him on the right side?
We've even, bruv.
Who's been better than him this season?
No,
don't look at the last 25%. The whole course of the season, who has been better than Saka?
The thing is, I'm going to say that Saka has been one of the best performers, but
exactly
one of the best performers. But I'm just
better.
Bro, at the moment, Salah's giving him a good run for his money right now.
Oh, but Salah's been consistent for the whole part of the season.
Yeah, but Saka's not. Saka hasn't either.
For the last part of the season, he's falling off. But okay,
yeah, but Saka. Salah's not been consistent, but neither has Saka. But what I'm trying to say is, for us to be saying Saka is that person, is that guy, I can't be having consistent for just 3/4 of the season.
But KDB's not consistent for the whole course of the season. But guess what?
But KDB
takes him out.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the point I'm saying, bro. Saka's not been taken out of the limelight at all.
Yeah, but
90 minutes week in, week out.
Yeah, that's an Arteta thing. But but even when Saka's not showing up in some of the big moments when he was needed upon.
Yeah, the last 25% of the season, right?
Yeah,
last quarter of the season.
Bro,
that's my point. The last quarter of the season where he's tired. KDB's not played the whole season. Foden's not played the whole season. Grealish hasn't played the whole season. These are Man City's best players.
So when back in the day when we had, like, when I'm saying we, I'm talking about Arsenal, when we had our top players like your Henrys and what have you not, were you saying this kind of stuff about Henry?
Firstly, I can't go back that far to assess how many. If Henry played 90 minutes week in, week out, if he
didn't have Sky them times,
you know what I'm saying? But I'm saying from what I can see, bro, you can't deny it.
Your best players are you rely on your best players, and I just think all I'm saying, because I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong, but what I am just saying is, me included, sometimes we need to relax a little bit when we're saying a player is up here, like the upper echelon.
Yeah,
he's
you're
the
talking
best
about them
here.
fans.
I'm just saying I think we just all need to be a bit more measured.
But
you get what I'm saying?
Is it okay to say that he's currently the best right winger in the league?
One in the
league at the time when people were saying it.
One of.
Give me your top 5.
No, sorry, quick one. Just to go back to the Brighton game.
We need to keep focus on the Brighton game.
I think the way Brighton play, I watched the video and the way they play in terms of their formations, and obviously the other video that I sent you about the Arsenal and Man City style. Brighton are pretty press resistant in areas, especially when Caicedo's playing. So what they do, they draw you lot high up the pitch, and then once they beat your first pressing trap, they play that ball over the top to Matoma, or sometimes Estepinian doubles up on the wing, and I think that's how they were getting through. And because you guys were focusing so much on pressing and setting up your shape to do that, that's how they kept on beating it. And now some guy was saying that this is what's going to happen as well, bro. And it's crazy that it happened because their Dunk and Webster, or Dunk and Colville, who played the other day, bro, they've got this decent passing, and they can punch it into feet and over the top.
And then I think it's also to just go back to the Brighton game. Xhaka kind of the play. He's one of his more traditional roles that he plays for Arsenal. You said you didn't? Did you say you did? You watch it?
No, I watched it.
Yeah. It was more of his traditional roles, and I don't think he. Again, this is not like, I'm not just digging him out. I'm just saying he wasn't at his best. I think when Thomas Partey, Jorginho was chasing shadows, so to speak, kind of thing. So there was just a lot of players that just
Didn't turn up.
Yeah, didn't turn up. weren't able to perform, in my opinion. And I don't know. Like I wondered. I started to wonder, like, because were they geared up mentally for what this fight was going to be, considering they've just seen Everton get turned over 3-0 at City. Because the first half, I think losing Martinelli was a big blow.
Yeah.
I think that had a massive impact on us.
But should it though? Because Trossard is a very good player.
He's been one of our best players all season. He's been, in my opinion, consistent all throughout the season.
There was a period where he went.
That period was 2 games.
No, it was more than because there were people saying Trossard should be playing.
That's true.
But that's the same. We forget certain things.
But I don't know what period you're talking about. And I'm telling you, it was about 2 games. I'm telling you.
If you're listening, please leave in the comment if it was more than 2 games.
Stripes, back to the question though. But obviously, whether Martinelli's been in good form or not, I think there's a school of thought that would say that Trossard is a better overall player than Martinelli. So if you're replacing Martinelli with such good quality off of the bench, should it affect the game?
I agree with Jerry personally.
That would be like me taking off like Jota for Luis Diaz.
No, but in losing Martinelli, what you lost was you lost his tenacity, especially in their counter attack, the pace that he gives, his ability to drive, and he's one of the. Trossard also has an eye for goal as well, as you saw he hit the crossbar or whatnot, and obviously he's dribbling
he's tenacious as well.
Yeah,
but not as aggressive as Martinelli.
He's not tenacious whilst driving forward though. That's what Martinelli does.
Yeah. So and it's just for that game, Martinelli was massively missed, and it's funny because obviously I know that we had this conversation outside of the podcast about the whole Martinelli Leandro Trossard, but he was even culpable for the freaking one of the goals, bro. So I just found it crazy to say that. How can I argue that we weren't impacted by the loss of Martinelli? Because what did he do? The guy was on the pitch for like 10 or 15 minutes before Caicedo put that aggressive challenge on him, that freaking cynical challenge. It was a masterclass by Brighton.
And sorry, one more thing. You said Jorginho was a passenger.
No, he wasn't a passenger. I'm saying he was chasing shadows.
Chasing shadows. So what defensively, how was he looking then? Was it a game where Partey should have...
No, bruv, you know what? Even Partey, bruv, man, like he came on,
didn't he?
He's just like, bruv, like
I felt sorry for him personally coming on at that stage.
No, hang on. Go on.
He's just a polite guy, man. Like, he's just a real polite. Like, for B-Man was cracking me up, and I was saying it in another group I was in as well. Like, Partey just he comes to play his football, and he's just like, hello, hi, good afternoon, I'm just chiming. I don't want any problem. That's how he plays his football. Whereas, let's say you compare him to like a Rodri that's willing to say, I'm your pivot dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'll even take a yellow to ensure that whatever this mission is, I'm going to protect it by any means necessary.
So what are you saying?
I'll take smart yellows for you. Whereas Partey will just be like,
Partey's a puss now.
I don't want any problem.
Jack Grealish.
Well, we said it last season. We laughed about it.
But with Jorginho though,
on his day, Partey's unplayable. On his days, he's unplayable. There was times when we were arguing, is he one of the best CDMs in the league? Yeah. Just like we was with Casemiro.
Yeah, but if I go back to it, you're like, but he was good, and then we lost him, and then like it's a team effort at the end of the day.
Yeah, and so what I'll say quickly, I think the scoreline was 3-0, but the game, everyone's just talking, and I think, not saying there was an agenda, but everyone's talking as if Brighton dominated Arsenal, and Arsenal didn't have chances.
Okay.
Arsenal conceded possession, not saying it was on purpose, but they still had chances on goal. And Brighton's goals, one of them came because Kyrgios, we don't know what he was doing.
But what was that?
And then the second one, and bear in mind, the second goal came in the 86th minute. So the game was pretty tight. And then the last goal came in the 90-something minute.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and what I think fatigue, mental fatigue.
It's like basically putting everything into perspective.
Arsenal, they've run their race. They've done well.
Yeah, their heads dropped after the second goal. But that first goal, whether it should have stood or not, which I don't believe it should have stood, but that was criminal for Jacob Kyrgios. If that's going to happen, he needed, and I said this in the group chat. I don't know if he was paying attention, Joey. He needed to be to come off that pitch at that very moment. if you're going down injured,
as in
for
come
holding.
off
like,
or substitute
so
off.
not substituted off.
okay.
Like as in for him to like be on the basically holding his boot and
It's
his
gotta
leg
be,
or what
yeah,
have you.
yeah,
Not,
yeah.
it's got to be because you can't continue, you can't play on. But for him to be running, like basically run it off like a minute or so afterwards, I was like, nah, that's an abomination. Like all he had to do was just stand up. He headed that ball away.
Yeah.
He headed that ball away. That was mad. It was madness, bro. So obviously this question has come, and because Drayman asked about the scoreline and how it was that scoreline. So I'm just like replaying the game in my mind and just
trying to
documenting-
analyze everything.
Yeah, just documenting all the different things that just went against us, what have you. Obviously, this isn't to obviously say that this is symptomatic of Arsenal's entire season. That wouldn't be,
of course not.
Of course, that wouldn't be smart. But yeah, in that particular game,
We have to give Deserve a bit of credit though, don't we?
Yeah, 100%.
You
He's
know.
a good manager.
And his
they
team.
played a good game. Then technically, was it a tactical?
I thought it
was it a chess battle? Or?
They played great football at times.
Yeah, Brighton played that. So did
Emirates.
Arsenal. You know what I'm saying? There's times where
But
Arsenal
Brighton had more possession than Arsenal. You know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
One more thing as well, bro.
What great football did we play?
I didn't play
Arsenal.
great football.
You said that. So did Arsenal.
They had chances. Like Arsenal can, and the thing is, this is where people are very.
No,
I know on the wrap up.
you literally just said. Drayman said, "Oh, Brighton played great football," and you went, "So did Arsenal."
Is that what you said? Okay, I don't know. I went to Arsenal. They played okay. It wasn't as if Brighton dominated from start to finish, and
No, the first
they
half
didn't have
was-
clear cut chances. You
But
know what I'm saying?
the second
And-
half, though,
yeah.
the second half,
I
they
think
pretty
what
much
people
dominated us.
are saying as well is like Arsenal can't keep on trying to play the same game over and over again. And when I was watching, the commentators were saying Arsenal seems to have learnt from the mistake against Man City, where they just said, you know what, we're going to concede possession and play a different type of game, and we have to make room for Arteta to continue to grow and develop as a manager. He's still young, and this is a young team. And not to give him excuses. At the end, if you're managing a top 4 club or a top club, work experience is over, bro. But Arsenal have done well this season. Arteta's done well this season. Arsenal, they're tired. They've run the race. They're going to strengthen next season, and then we'll move on.
All right, sorry, one last thing as well. I think we've got to give a round of applause to Wan-Bissaka one more time because...
Bro, man.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, because Matoma was, he was flexing.
Wow.
Flexing.
Bro, what did it come to, bro? You know what he does? He
Gone to party.
Bro, he just runs into the keeper all the time, bro. Man.
but I was to say it was nice though.
Crazy.
But
Big up Matoma for cooking white. But you know what? In Cisco he was sick.
He did
And
really
Cisco.
well.
In Cisco, like, because I think he was dope, man. And Caicedo, man, we need that guy out. We need that guy.
Do you think that's a potential?
I would love that to be, because he can do the Partey role so well. And because what Arsenal need to do for next season, yeah, because I believe that Arsenal are going to compete again. And but what do you
not?
I think they will. But Arsenal need to not just replace
How can people
players.
say Arsenal not going to? Yeah, let's wrap up. But I can say people Arsenal not going to
I'm one of them
compete next season when.
No,
So
it's
who's
mad.
going to compete? Liverpool?
No, it's like
But
Leicester.
they're going to say, no, Liverpool, they haven't strengthened enough.
No, it's like Leicester.
This is what I'm
innit?
saying about
Remember
fickle
when
fans.
Leicester had that?
like
Leicester-
hang on.
Leicester's team got
Arsenal gonna drop
raided.
off.
Guys, let me finish. Leicester had their breakout season one time, innit? And then
Their team got raided, bro. Arsenal's team's not going to get
straight
raided.
away the next season. They got raided.
Yeah, bro, they got raided.
Was it straight away the next season?
Yeah, bro. Arsenal's team's not getting
Okay.
raided.
Kante left the next season, so did
Mahrez.
Mahrez.
That's two players. That's not- is
Mahrez
that raiding?
stayed for another season.
Yeah, they only lost Kante that one
you can't be
season, bro.
comparing Leicester and Arsenal. Bro.
Yeah.
I can, because
Arsenal have been at the
do you know
top
why?
before. Leicester have never done it.
No, but do you know why I
and
can?
this is a sustainable
Wait, hang on,
progression
guys,
to where they got
hang
to.
on. Do you know why I can? When was the last time Arsenal had been on top? It's been a whole cycling of,
Bro, but it's a
board
different kettle of
members.
fish,
No,
bro.
listen. It's been a whole cycle of board members, players, managers, backroom staff that have left in since
But you're
Arsenal. Hang on. Since Arsenal were last top. So what I'm saying, like, you can't draw upon 15 years ago's experience when nobody's there.
But no one said
nobody
it,
at
but
the club
everyone can
was there
see that this is
15
a
years ago.
different Arsenal.
How
So-
long ago did Leicester just win the Prem? Because you're drawing on some.
But that's like
spirit.
me saying,
I'm
how
talking
long
about Leicester. I'm talking about Leicester then, and then Leicester next season not turning up because they overachieved that season. I think you lot have overachieved this season,
So-
and I can't see you competing on the same level as you did this season.
So who's going to compete next season?
I can't say, but
you can say Arsenal won't compete.
Yeah.
And
You know why I said Arsenal won't win the title?
No, but it doesn't make sense because
this is not facts. You lot are mistaking my facts. I just can't see Arsenal competing.
And
I
who do you
put
think will
money on it.
compete? Who do you think will compete next season?
Your opinion.
Everyone apart from Arsenal.
That requires thought. I've thought about Arsenal. I haven't thought about anyone else. But if you want me to give somebody off the top of my hat,
say the common names that everyone thought this season was going to be Man City and Liverpool, but no one thinks about it.
I didn't say Liverpool. I said Man City.
No, but I'm saying last season.
You can't say Liverpool. That's why.
Okay, but nobody here said Arsenal is the point, right?
We'll move on.
Yeah, because they overachieved. We know that.
Exactly, and I'm saying that's why I think they're not going to achieve.
But still, Arsenal's gone 8th.
It's just my theory.
Arsenal's gone 8th, 5th, and then 2nd. So you can actually see that there's an
progression.
There's an upward incline
heading in the right direction.
Yeah, but you know, graphs go up and down all the time, bro.
So you're thinking it's going to go 8th, 5th, 2nd, then what? Back to 6th or 7th or something.
So why can't we think Liverpool challenging
for the title?
Oh, so you think we'll be top 4?
No, go on, Delo.
I want to say, because I don't understand when everyone says Arsenal going to fail, but why can't Liverpool have the same season again this season?
They can.
Why is it just an assumption that because Arsenal overachieved and Arsenal they met their target, which is to qualify?
Just said this to you because I thought this is my own unique theory.
I listen to all these talk shows all the time. Everyone says Arsenal, but it's just fans with agendas. It doesn't add up to say that Arsenal are not going to strengthen next season, same like everyone else.
I just don't think. I just don't have belief in your setup. If I'm going to be honest,
you don't want to have belief. This is a great side. This team is young. They can only grow and
this
get better. This
is Man United we're talking about. I don't have beef with Arsenal like that.
But you're saying you don't believe in the structure or whatever. But this is how can you question the structure?
I think it's
the
rented.
young players. Now all they have to do is recruit some experienced players to support the young players.
I don't think it's original. It's original.
It does't have to be original. Listen, nothing is original. We just repeat everything that's already been done.
I think Arsenal need to get a striker, not like one of them, work hard.
They were supposed to do that last season, and they didn't do that. That's why I don't believe in Arsenal's thing. And you lot were talking about
but we got strikers. Because we remember our whole rebuild has been quite we had to gut the club. But what I mean, from where we are now, I just think we need a different type of striker, like maybe even like Vlahovic type kind of striker.
No, I don't. You need a striker that's going to bang 20 goals.
Bang goals.
Ivan Toney would be perfect. You know what I'm saying?
Unless he's on that gambling ban.
We need to replace or add to Xhaka and Partey, in my opinion. I think we need another right back and left back, probably.
I can't see all of this stuff happening though.
Yeah, I know.
That's why honestly I can't see it happening. And not only can I not see it happen, I can't see you getting the players that you.
We're definitely going to get at least 2 midfielders,
so
which I think is a big improvement.
Della, come on, man.
No, because we need to move on.
This is a good cover. This is a good topic, bro.
Draymond said it was the main event, and now the main event's main eventing.
Yeah.
You want to move on?
Wait. I can't see Arsenal doing all of those things that Striver said, because that rarely happens where a team goes out and gets everyone they want.
Let's start. This is last one, Dave. Let's start with a benchmark.
Yeah.
If it's the same team without anyone strengthening next season, same Man City team, same Arsenal, same Liverpool, same Chelsea. Where do you not see Arsenal competing next season?
I don't see Arsenal. Same teams. I don't see Arsenal above Liverpool. If I'm going to be honest with you, because I never saw them. I never saw this Arsenal team above.
But you just seen it this season.
But I never saw it. So just because I've seen you lot do something, I can't extrapolate from the season and say, well, if this is what happened, then this is what's going to happen next season. So I've not seen enough of it.
So let's keep it as that. Let's keep it as that. So let's say the same teams is going.
Same current squad.
Same current squad. No one improves. No one gets weaker. It's exactly the same team. So who do you think will compete then? Man City, Liverpool, who else?
I think Man City, Liverpool. I think potentially one of the Newcastle's and the Brighton.
So over Arsenal.
This is guys mad.
No, hang on.
Who's going to compete? The same teams.
Wait, hang on. What do you mean same teams? Yeah,
same squad next season.
Oh, I think Arsenal will be like on the Liverpool. That's it.
Exactly. So exactly.
So you think your top two is now going to just automatically? You're going to go from 5th to be be second.
No, because remember, I still think we should have been second with our squad.
But with the injuries,
but we're speaking of squad. So
he's saying full squad, no injuries.
With that same squad, he's saying Liverpool
should be
Man
second.
City. Arsenal going to compete, but when you're saying if Arsenal now improve, Liverpool now improve, Man City now improve, you're still saying Arsenal are not going to be anywhere.
The conversation was if Arsenal are going to build upon this thing and do better. And I had a bet with Striver to say
it's still kind of similar
Arsenal are not going to challenge like they did this season. That was my bet. So I don't believe that Arsenal are going to take this season and improve upon this season. I can't see it
Yeah,
because you
obviously,
have
harder-
massively overachieved.
No, but-
I can't even see you getting the same points tally if I'm going to be
No,
honest.
because when you think about it, it's difficult to improve on second unless you're winning it. So
Exactly,
yeah.
exactly.
So
So that-
Arsenal can still they can still compete. They may not win it. They may come short again. But everyone assumes they're just going to finish second now. Then literally end up in Europa place next season.
No, because like obviously, Striver's saying if we get this player in, if we get those players, I think even if you do get those players,
remember
in,
we're
I
playing
don't think you're
Champions
gonna
League
have a-
this season.
Exactly, so it's
we're
going to be harder.
And it's going to be harder. But we have a more of an allure to our club, and we have to bring players in. Like if we don't bring players in, then I'll make you right. That we'll probably fall away.
I think the right player for the right positions. And that's the hardest thing to do in football, isn't it? Really,
And like you
truly.
said, how many can you really get in?
in
You're
one
not-
season.
not every-
I think it's more of a 2 seasons job for you to get to.
how many did Nottingham Forest and Chelsea do?
Yeah, but Nottingham Forest was battling relegation.
Yeah.
With Chelsea are now.
You just asked the question, how many can you get in one season? But I was
Oh no, you can get as many as you want, but we know what happens to a club when you do that.
But do Arsenal normally do that though? Do they normally get a lot of players in one?
Arsenal showing you in recent transfer windows that we are we are pretty efficient in the market. We are efficient in the market where we've got rid of players, the players that you're meant to get rid of. We just need
And
to
made
complete
money.
that process, made peace, and we've brought in decent enough players. But now we just need to get better. You know what I mean? Like, I can't see why that's just going to all of a sudden stop.
Cool. So you think with the strengthening, it's onwards and upwards?
Yeah, like I just expect I expect us to be up in amongst it again next season, and eventually, my hope is Arteta's gonna like shake this because obviously Arsenal we're bottle jobs. I have to admit that at least we're bottle jobs, and it's something that we've been struggling with even in the Arsene Wenger eras. So obviously. Are you doing that on purpose? Oh yeah, so
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, but obviously we need to be able to shake that thing where we can't get across. And obviously people are going to blur what that line is, but we need to get over that thing where we can't get across the line. So once we have achieved the target, so those people that are reaching saying we didn't want Champions League last season, we just wanted Europe. We won a Champions League last season.
Yeah.
Once we were in pole position to get Champions League and we had that advantage, we need to be able to get across that line. We just won a Champions League this season and a trophy. Once we have achieved Champions League and now you're, with an eye shot of the title, you've got one hand on the trophy. We need to get across that line. So all I need to see now is Arteta prove that he can get us across that line with his team, not with Unai Emery's team winning the FA Cup. With his team that he's built, I want to see him get across the line and achieve one of his objectives. And once I've seen that, I can't see why we don't continue to dominate. Cool. I just think we're going to be up and amongst it next season.
Would you say one of his objectives? He's achieved both his objectives for the last 2 seasons.
Bro, if that's where we disagree, because...
But that was his objective at the start of the season. On the start of the season, on 2 occasions, get into Europe, get into Champions League.
That's what I said.
It wasn't getting to Europe. It was Champions League.
Win a trophy?
Champions League.
Surely win a trophy
So
should have been up there though.
Would you say there's maybe
This is like an Arsenal podcast. What are we saying?
Yeah,
would you say
that's what I'm
there's maybe
saying.
like
But it's cool. It's the main
a
event.
generational curse that's been put upon Arsenal because since Wenger said,
I don't know
since
what we've done to
Mourinho
deserve
said,
this.
specialist in failure,
Nah.
you lot have been failing spectacularly.
But that Striver, I'll put it to you in terms.
This Liverpool fan, bro. This guy's finished 5th and he's talking smack. I don't get it.
Hey, we're winning
Let
3-0
me
right
let me
now.
put it to you like
Come
this,
on,
Strive.
baby.
So this is the last point, and we're definitely moving on.
Okay.
Obviously, when you fell out of certain competitions, didn't you feel in your mind, if you're just focusing on the Prem, this would have been the perfect opportunity?
No, I
to
didn't
push
think
on?
that. And I didn't think that. I didn't know. I personally would have preferred that we took at least one of the other competitions a little bit more serious. I know people are going to rebuttal and be like, well, look, we didn't even have the squad to maintain a Premier League challenge. So how do you expect us to maintain a cup run and a Premier League challenge? But that was kind of my point. I don't think that even if we're out of the cups or in the cups, blah, it's going to make much of a difference to our Premier League. And that I always felt that. I always thought that we should have approached. I think us as fans just deserve that. That's what we come here for. We deserve a day out. We deserve a day out at Wembley. What have you not? We ain't had that for now. Like,
So
it's coming on 3 or 4 years.
I agree with you, but so in order for you to have attacked every single competition and the Premiership, it more or less meant that Arsenal need to play with the same 11 players week in, week out for 2 or 3 games a week. And you can see the squad depth in Arsenal is lacking.
We had a chance to address that in Jan, though.
Bro, you keep on saying that, but
How many players do you want to bring in Jan, though, bro?
Jan. And it wasn't
happen,
Arteta's fault as well.
Bro, I'm not saying
club.
I'm not saying it's just
Okay, how many players could have came in January?
Bro, like, okay.
How many players did you want in January? Realistically.
Just can't see though, really.
No. I think I wanted
and then
I wanted a
Ukrainian.
centre. I did actually. I'm telling you, I think I wanted a striker. I wanted a midfielder,
Yes, true,
and I wanted a. I wanted at least I think I wanted a centre back or a full back. I'm trying to remember where I was.
Kirillov came in January.
And that's why I was like, you've kind of done it.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
so what else could they have done?
Yeah, you got a DM, you got a CB, and you got a winger.
Yeah.
So and then after that point, I did think to myself, you know what? I feel a little bit more comfortable, like we're a bit equipped, because I liked the Jorginho signing, but Arteta doesn't trust these boys. Like he wasn't trusting his players. So it's all right me sitting on my couch saying, yeah, I'm all right with this. But then when the game needs changing, Arteta's not trusting his people. You know what I mean? He's not trusting his players. Like he's not. He didn't. How long did it take him for him to trust Kirill?
Yeah. But one thing I would say, Della,
but you saw what happened last week.
But Della, if he was in all these competitions, you said he'd play the same 11. But but wouldn't it go back to your point that he should be ringing those changes?
Yeah, he should. But I'm saying, but if he rings it, the drop off is visible. He did it against Man City. Drop off was visible. He did it against Sporting Lisbon. Drop off was visible. So if he can't do it in the Prem.
Yeah, so
when he tried it with Vieira, every Arsenal fan was like, even myself included, was like, why did you play Vieira and not somebody else? Yeah. And that's the truth. So he can't have attacked every single competition as much as he wanted to.
Yeah, you know
and we've seen from Arteta, you can see that he's a winner. He wants Arsenal to be better than what they are.
Fair. So last two games Arsenal have are Nottingham Forest away and Wolves at home.
Yeah, they'll win both.
They'll win both of those, Strava?
Pressure's off.
Well, who knows nowadays, but who knows? I hope we win both of them, but who knows, man?
Does it not matter now? Really?
It does matter. It matters.
Yeah.
It definitely matters. Mentality wise, you need to. Yeah, it matters. It matters.
It matters to finish the season on a high.
Yeah, finish it strong. Yeah, man.
Finish it strong. Don't be so defeatist. To be honest, like. Obviously, like I know that we felt away after the Southampton game or after the Liverpool game. Even Zinchenko's all crying and stuff, whatnot. But I felt like you probably could have like bottled that up a little bit and just showed that in the dressing room a little bit. I would have liked, because I just feel like you brought Zinchenko and Jesus were brought in to be winners and to kind of take us across the line. And you have to ask the question, like when it was all going to pot, who's in the dressing rooms telling the boys that, yo, it's not the be all and end all, Like, that was actually a dope point against Anfield. We just need to be win against West Ham. Okay, cool. Partey, you've done a little bit of a madness now. We're 2-1 down, 2-1 up. 2-1 up. We got the second half. All right, boys.
Are you saying you need somebody to do that?
Yeah,
okay.
I'm just saying you need someone like, I'm just, you know what I mean? So it's just like, yo, like, you know what I mean? And then so now that we haven't done that, with the last two games coming, you have to attack those games and win those games. And who knows? What if City lose the last 3 games? It's not over till it's over.
Yeah, no,
don't, that's not me saying that I think that's going to happen, but...
Sorry, quick one. Just in terms of last 2 seasons, 2 quite big disappointments. Do you think that has an impact on Arsenal next season? Confidence-wise?
Positively.
I think they come out stronger.
Yeah, I think it has a positive.
Why?
Because
the last one...
Because they're still babies.
But the last one, then they finished 5th and they almost won the league.
Yeah. Yeah, so I just think that they just get stronger.
Okay.
Yeah. If it now happens for another 2 seasons, that question you asked,
it's worth 250, bro. I think it's worth 250.
Bro, when you're ready, bro, we'll shake on it.
We just need to draw out the terms, bro.
Okay, fair. We've given the main event a good scene to, I'd say. We'll move on to the next. It was Man United v Wolves at home. They are playing at Old Trafford, and the hosts are slowly trying to secure that top 4 position. We'll move on to Liverpool next because they're hot on their heels. They won that 2-0. I'll put it actually to you, Joey, because I remember in the last episode, we were talking about ETH.
Yeah.
And I think this win actually puts him as the most amount of wins gained as a Man United manager in their first season.
Okay.
That last game. So I know we were talking about him a lot in terms of, he needs to ring the changes, he needs to promote people, but we also need to give him the credit, right? Because not even Jose Mourinho did that in his first season.
Yes and no. I think yes, because obviously like everything you said checks out, but I still kind of expect better from the team that Man United have got. I think you lot have got a decent squad. It's not the best squad.
No.
And there's definitely room for improvement. But I think in terms of the baseline and Premier League baselines, it's up there in terms of the squads. Definitely top 4. In my opinion anyway. So I still think there could have been opportunities to capitalise a bit more. But because it's his first season, I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Fair.
And not be too harsh on him.
Fair. And if I put it out to everyone in terms of I think at times we were highly critical of Anthony, but I think as the season's got on, I mean, I'm talking from a Man United perspective, I personally feel like he's growing more into the league. He's cut out a lot of his crap, and he's trying. I feel like he's trying a bit harder. He had a lot of efforts against Wolves. He didn't score, but I think he's
trash, man. But
I think he's trash. Yeah,
trash.
Yeah.
But I mean, I did notice that he. I was trying to celebrate. I was trying to give. We got the Liverpool game on in the background, and Klopp's celebrating fifth with his fans. Bless them.
Okay, but keep saying fifth, bro. Keep saying fifth, bro.
I did notice that there was a game when Anthony had a decent game. He was looking direct. He was taking players on, whatnot. But yeah, man, very few and very far between. I'm prepared to give him the benefit of this is his first season, and whatnot. But
still a lot to do then.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I said it in a group. Technically, he might be good, but I think he just lacks the athleticism required for the Prem. Maybe next season might come better, but and maybe I'm just looking at him and I look at the price tag and I'm like, it doesn't match up.
Yeah.
Maybe if I take away the price tag,
you might be more patient with it.
Yeah. But okay, this might be controversial, but I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't think he's better than Pepe. Like from what I've seen, he's not as.
I will stand with you on that because I think what he does have over Pepe is, for me, his drive, determination, and aggression. But technically, I don't think he's a better player, bro. I don't think he has better pictures. I think he's not an intelligent player at all.
Yeah,
I don't want to be too harsh in it because obviously it's his first season.
Yeah,
but I haven't seen anything.
What's that in terms of intelligence? Just making the right choices.
Yeah, his decision making is poor. His final output isn't as good as it should be, considering the spaces that he takes up on the pitch. And he's a left footer playing on the right wing who cuts in.
But you know, the only thing I'll say when I think about it now, obviously you watch United more than me. I'm just thinking about it. Wan-Bissaka's not. He's very defensive.
Good point.
So does Anthony have enough support on the right hand side to do what he needs to do, or is he always isolated? Yeah,
I'd agree. Yeah, I'd say probably 90% of the times he's isolated because I don't really see when I think of AWB, like I don't see him as the guy most of the time overlapping. He will try and do it. But then I don't know whether they think, his end product ain't great, I'm not going to give him the ball.
I think that's unfair. I think Wan-Bissaka does make himself available, but what's the point?
Decoy runs.
Yeah, what's the point? I think even West Ham, the last game, and even 2 seasons ago when they played, West Ham just let Wan-Bissaka have the ball because, respectfully, that's not his thing, innit?
Yeah.
But I think he does make an effort to get in there and to drag players wide, but I don't know if the players go with him when he makes his runs. That's the only thing.
There was one point this season where he was doing like some 1-2. Who was it with? Was it with Sancho? Or was it?
Yeah. Definitely practice on that training ground as well.
Yeah.
It's a shame because obviously AWB must surely know that his attacking is a bit crazy. Just hit that training pitch and
no, I think it's too late. At this stage of your life,
you can improve like maybe your passing or your movement and crossing, but
and your decision making. Well, I don't think you can kind of like
can't instill
20 years of technical ability in you
of knowing how to whip it in properly,
and that's where you get your confidence to do those things when you can do it.
Do you think obviously if Trent and Wan-Bissaka can merge together?
I read that.
But do you think? Obviously, we're saying Wan-Bissaka can't improve. He can improve
technically,
but we all seem to think Trent can improve defensively, and I think he can. So, do you think it's easier to become more defensive or better defensive, or to become a better attacker?
As somebody who defends, I would say it's easier to play more defensive than it is to, because a lot of defending is positioning first.
Yeah.
Then it's being able to read the game. Then it's your physical attributes like tackling and all of that kind of stuff. I think it's easier to learn your positioning and easier to learn decision making defensively than it is to be able to have vision, than it is to be able to have technical ability and all of those things. Because technical ability is like repetition and thingy, but learning position, you can learn that theoretically
So
quite
it's
easily.
easier to learn how to be defensive.
For me,
So
anyway.
what do you think? Because you're an attacker.
Sorry, say that again. So I wasn't.
So do you think if a manager came to you and said, you know what, there's two players, one's good defensive, one's good attacking, and they told the defensive player to improve his attacking, then he told the attacking player to improve his defense. So let's say I come to you and say,
Improve my defense.
which one do you think will be easier for someone to do, to improve defensively or improve attacking?
I think
If you're the former,
I feel like it might be easier to improve defensively. Don't shoot me.
No, I agree.
that's what we both
That's
said.
what I said.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Cool. And talking about defences, Varane was back for Man United.
This is a game changer for me.
Yeah, solid.
No, he wasn't great or anything. But
No, but
the
he
fact
brings that sureness again that we were talking about.
And I think DDG is more comfortable with Varane, so he's a lot more comfortable playing out from the back with him.
I was surprised to see him back so soon.
He wasn't ready, bro, because he got subbed off in it.
Yeah, he got subbed back.
And you could see that he wasn't ready when he was coming off.
But
Yeah,
he
probably
played most of the
match
game,
fitness.
wasn't it? Like
He did, bro, man. He definitely got rushed back from injury.
You're trying to rush him back for the FA Cup then, right?
Yeah, I think so. Trying to get him match fit. I think that was the main thing.
No, I think you lot are trying to secure that Champions League, man, because you lot have been terrible without him at the back, man.
That's true.
It's been bad, man. Like as good as Luke Shaw is apparently at centre back, I think it's not enough, man.
And also that clean sheet now means David De Gea wins the Golden Glove. So a guy that's made
Ironic.
4 blunders in the season, highest number of blunders, and now winning the Golden Glove. But what does that show though? Does that show like United kind of have it defensively okay when they've got someone like Varane and Martinez, but then attacking, they ain't got the goals, so they're not really up there?
I think Manchester United are probably after, in terms of like competing. I think you're not too. I think Arsenal's ahead of you, but I don't think Man United are too far behind. And the reason why, because I think you guys actually have like more than one player for each position.
Each position, yeah.
Yeah, the only thing I'll say is sometimes your drop off is just too poor.
Yeah.
And I think Ten Hag is identifying that and he's doing a decent enough job with quite bang average guys. But what I will say is,
Really?
yeah, I think so.
No, I think Man United have got a decent squad.
Yeah, well,
They've got a very good squad.
Yeah, no, but they've got a decent squad individually. But when it kind of gels together, what have you not? I feel like after Ten Hag's preferred team, I think his second team is all right. But then obviously he's been. I get what he means now. You know, like like when he was talking about Arsenal weren't hindered by the injuries, and we were all like outraged because obviously we were all outraged over the Jesus injury. I get what he means because he's had to deal with quite a few different injuries, which has shown United.
ETH. Yeah, he's had loads of injuries this season.
Varane and Martinez were recent.
Varane.
But throughout the whole season, what's his injuries?
Varane, Martinez,
Martial's been out the whole season.
Ericsson.
Yeah. Fred was out for a period as well.
Yeah.
But Fred doesn't really start.
But do you see what I mean though? Like even these players that Fred has slot in, and he had a really good period.
It's no different to Arsenal. Jesus came, Jesus was out, Eddie came in. Tomiyasu's out. Okay, Tomyasu doesn't really start, but at least he's the equivalent of
yeah, but I think where I'm maybe getting it now is probably his key players. Cause I think they missed the likes of their centre back pair. Exactly. When we missed our like key players like Saliba, that has been extremely damaging. Whereas Jesus, I've always kind of maintained I don't think he's mad key. As much as
he was key at the start. So
he was
when he got injured, he was key.
Yeah,
boys. I think we're done with Arsenal.
We did the main segment.
But I think with United, though, I think you guys have a decent squad. It's early doors for ETH, but
when you say decent, I think the problem is when we obviously you only can compare yourself to the people that are at the top
defensively,
and if we compare our squad to City's, I think that's what we need to aim for.
Compare your squad to Arsenal.
No, but that defense held 7. Remember that first team defense.
Away from home, it's weird.
Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah, it's weird because away from home we've been awful, and then at home United have been. It's literally been a fortress. When previous seasons away we was actually okay, and at home we was awful because people coming to Old Trafford.
But so maybe you compare your starting 11 to your best starting 11 versus Arsenal starting 11. What I'm trying to say, the United team's not that bad.
It's not.
It's not.
Yeah. He's
going to win his thing. Left back.
You don't think Luke Shaw's better than Zinchenko?
Centre back, you don't think Martinez and Varane. Right back, you got one of the best AVB.
1v1 tacklers and Dallo, who had a decent season.
Midfield, you got Casemiro, who you think is better than Partey.
Mainly from the beginning of the season when we were obviously you can see the goals are not going in. I think that's a crucial part of it as well.
But you can't compare Casemiro to Partey. It's Weghorst to Partey.
Yeah. That's a fair analogy, to be fair.
So what does United need to do to bridge the gap then? So obviously,
I think midfield.
Wait, what in midfield? You got Bruno, Casemiro. You say get rid of Eriksen, get rid of Fred, and get.
Eriksen, I'm not sure how long he's got left. Fred, I'm not sure. I don't think I think he might be on the way out.
But Casemiro and Bruno start. So who would you say you need to add another CM to your starting lineup?
Even someone like, I don't think Sabitzer will. I'm not sure that we'll sign him.
So.
Do you see what I'm saying? In terms of just having a decent, a better squad,
I reckon you will go all out for Declan Rice. To be fair,
you think?
I think so.
So you don't think attack needs to be your first port of call?
Yeah, striker.
No, I said striker from the beginning, but he said what other positions. And so I was just saying, I've said attacker and midfield.
What striker have you got your eye on?
Kane. I think it has to be Kane.
Do you think you win with Kane, or do you just?
I think it puts us where we need to be with Kane.
Where do you need to be?
At the top.
So you think you win the title with Kane?
I think we give it a good go with Kane.
The only thing that could technically stop that, because I think with the numbers it checks out to a certain extent, challenging City for the title. But I think the only thing that might stop you is unfortunately Ten Hag, because I think it's too early for him in the league that he hasn't navigated to the best of his ability, of his squad's ability.
It'd be interesting to see who he can lure to the club as well, because obviously people said he can only sign
somebody specific
players from Ajax. So it'd be interesting to see who he signs and why he signs
I don't think his signings have been great. Weghorst has been trash for me. I think
Weghorst was something that it was a void we had to fill.
Well. I think Anthony hasn't been the greatest. He's been all right, but not for the price.
Yeah, but it was a void that we had to fill though. Because if you think Martial's out and then if we've had other injuries, but who would we have got?
I think Philip better. I think there's better wide men out there. I don't think you had to go for Anthony. I think it was a bit of a lazy one. Like I used to manage Ajax. I'm here at United. Agree. I've got money burning a hole in my pocket. We'll take whoever, because we were linked with Gakpo, but we don't want him anymore. Let's go get the next best thing or the better thing. And I think that's been a bit lazy. Malacia is a decent backup, I guess, but I don't think he's good enough for a top club.
He's been hot and cold.
Good, though.
Martinez is a great signing. That's probably the best signing for United.
And the shortest. And the shortest.
The shortest signing.
In terms of Premier League.
He's talking height.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because obviously he was getting caned, wasn't he, for his height when he came to play.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, he's done really well aerially, to be fair. He stands off when he knows he ain't got a chance of winning, and then he jumps twice his height. So, yeah.
So what are you saying with you weren't too optimistic about finishing top 4 with United because of injuries and your away form and stuff?
I think at the beginning of the season when we were saying like people put their teams in order, I don't think I had Man United in the top 4 either.
Yeah, no, but then don't context of don't as the seasons progress and
I could see that we was trying to do the right things, but I never thought, oh yeah, we're going to go on and win the Prem.
Obviously, Liverpool's just won tonight, so obviously having played the game more, they're 1 point behind both you and Newcastle. So that race for top 3, top 4, top
Newcastle, 5. Brighton on Thursday as well.
Yeah.
But the thing is, what I would say with that is, it's as much for Newcastle's to lose as well.
Yeah,
because at this point, I feel like we all probably expected Newcastle to kind of push on and move away from us. But now Man United and Newcastle are level.
No, the race is hotting up.
Yeah.
It's hotting up. Like Liverpool might do what I didn't think they could do. Like it would be a complete shit show if United don't finish top 4.
I agree. But obviously our next game is away at Bournemouth. And I've always said away form is non-existent at times.
Would it be a shitter show? Who would it be a shitter show for if Newcastle or Man United didn't make it?
I'm going to say United.
Not Newcastle. Newcastle shouldn't even be there.
Yeah.
Bearing in mind, Man United have got a brand new manager. Newcastle are an established team.
No, but this is the same Newcastle team that almost got relegated last season.
But not with their manager.
But Eddie Howe came.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So Eddie Howe has established himself in the league, whereas ETH is brand new to the league.
Yeah, but this is still Man United though.
I'll say
Look at the quality of United versus Man.
And then obviously Newcastle have been in a controlling position over Man United for longer parts of the season. Is that correct to say?
Yeah,
or maybe Man City. No, Man United was third for some time. Actually.
I'll say it's just
they were third.
Okay,
that's when
correct.
They thought they were going to win the league.
Yeah, so it's interesting. It's interesting to see. I mean, obviously, Champions League would always be better because obviously players want to come and play for you, etc., etc. But I think it's a weird one. I think if Newcastle miss out, I think they would probably feel it more because I think they're banking on that Champions League spot to draw in the talent with the money that they've got.
No,
I think they'll still be on. They'll still be on schedule if they don't make it.
They weren't meant to be in the Champions League this season.
I think they just wanted Europe this season. If they get Champions League, that's just a complete bonus.
Bonus.
Where did they finish last season? Because I think they would have even taken.
Falling out of this.
I think they would have taken European Conference League as well. Brighton on Thursday.
But Newcastle and Man United have played the same amount of games.
Yeah.
Oh no, sorry, it's the same amount of points. I thought, ignore me. I thought Man United had 60.
No.
Newcastle drew on Saturday.
The same amount of points, 66, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. In terms of, it's funny because I thought Newcastle would actually just go away with it, but they've kind of blundered at the points that I didn't think they would blunder.
What point did you think they went blunder other than Leeds? You thought they was going to do something to Arsenal? Like, what was the point?
Yeah,
I did.
Yeah,
not even win or take a point, but at least push you to the wire, innit? And I was
in
very
terms of
disappointed.
I didn't expect you to win that, if I'm honest. In the form that they were in at St James's Park, because almost like you said, Emirates is a fortress, so you almost go with, okay, they're going to be at home.
Yeah.
The fans are the 12th man.
Okay.
I suppose it goes to show, innit? That's the Premier League for you.
Young babies, isn't it?
If you don't finish top 4, what do you think? What do you say for your season?
I still think it's an alright season, you know.
Based on what?
Based on that, it's a new manager and new managers that have come in and never really done anything special in their first season.
Where did you finish last season? 6th?
Yeah, 6th, I think. Yeah.
So based off that alone.
So he would have improved your position by 1.
And we won a trophy.
What, the Carabao Teacup?
It's a trophy. What have you won?
Come on, bro.
What have you won?
What do you mean?
Usually I'll be with you, but
come on, bro.
Yeah.
It's
silverware.
Is it because you won it last season?
No, because it's silverware.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm saying.
Things last season.
No, but the thing is, if we go back to that point,
you can keep that.
New managers.
What are you going to keep?
I'm going to keep my second place. I'm going to keep my. I'm going to keep my second place on my Champions League qualification.
Okay, yeah, great stuff. Great stuff. You're talking to people that go Champions League all the time, bro. So.
But just to put into context, it's hard for new managers to win something in their first season. So
100%.
the fact that he's won a trophy, I think we give him a bit of plaudits.
How many managers have won something in their first season?
Arteta.
That is 100% down to them.
FA Cup and Charity Shield.
100% down to them and not the good evening guy.
Who did he beat in the Charity Shield?
But yeah, when you think about it,
I'm joking.
Champions League, but even the teams he beat for the FA Cup was stronger than the teams that Man United have beaten to win the Carabao Cup.
Burnley,
So it's still just a
Charlton.
big achievement.
Yeah,
No, but that's not. He was saying that he's rubbish in
the Carabao Cup.
You can't rubbish the
I am
Carabao
indeed.
Cup.
I am
You
indeed.
can't rubbish it, bro.
I mean,
All right, moving on to the challengers that are currently in fifth, but hot on the tails of the fourth places. Joey, who was your standout guy for Liverpool? I think there was only one guy in that game, right?
Well, we were kind of like half watching, half not watching, but obviously Curtis Jones. You talking about?
Yeah.
Curtis Jones has bagged a brace to carry on with his form. I think it was Morris who said, "I don't want to hear about this Curtis Jones guy." And now he's banged the brace. So this time I've referenced you by name. But no, it was a. To be fair, this is the result it should have been, in it.
Yeah.
I was a bit
it wasn't a
worried
shock.
because we're not that great at King Power Stadium, but Leicester have just been god awful this season, and some decent goals have just wrapped it up in it. So this is a game we would have expected to win, especially with the run-in for the next couple of games where we have to win pretty much every game to even be in with a shot of the Champions League, man. So I think these are the kind of results that will make Newcastle and Man United be looking over their shoulder a lot more. Or remember when Mikel Antonio tried to spread that rumour about the Arsenal, yeah. This is the kind of result that will make Newcastle and Man United have those conversations and maybe start wiggling a bit. So, yeah.
Don't want to seem too hasty, but the last two games you guys have got is Aston Villa at home and then Southampton away. So 2 wins.
Aston Villa's
Is Villa home or away?
Villa away.
Yeah.
And they still got something to play for.
And we struggled. Remember, I don't know if anyone remembers the game last season, but we were losing 2-0 and came back to win 3-2. So Villa with Emery as well, that's not going to be an easy game at all. What I think will happen is just sod's law. If United and Newcastle don't capitalise, Liverpool will probably drop points in that game, man. But we need that game, man. So we'll see, man. It'll be interesting to see how it goes, man.
So the most amount of points you can get is 71. And Newcastle still have 3 games to play. They're on 66. So technically, they need 2 wins to guarantee it.
2 wins to guarantee
it. Or I think a win and a draw will be fine for them.
If Man United...
Because Man United have 3 games left as well.
Yeah.
Not really,
No.
because what? Newcastle's on 66, isn't it?
Yeah, but what's the goal difference? So I don't think...
Newcastle got a better goal difference than
Yeah,
us.
so also they're still...
We need... If Man United finish on...
But Newcastle need 72 points, right? Just to be completely certain. Or you mean they just
72
need
points.
They need
No, 71 points.
71 points. That's the max.
There's no
Liverpool
way
can
we're
get.
catching them in
on a
goal difference. Yeah.
Oh, so they just need 5 points.
Yeah.
Yeah, out of 3 games.
Yeah.
So
2 wins.
2 wins.
Yeah.
Or win and a draw.
No.
And they're
No,
playing,
yeah,
and they're,
yeah,
and they're
2
playing
wins,
2
sorry,
games at home. So if they beat Brighton,
Yeah.
and then
If they beat Brighton, I think it's over,
it's over.
personally.
And then next game is against Leicester at home, they're winning that.
Yeah.
And then
But Leicester,
what they got?
Leicester still playing for. They're still playing for something. I mean, even though they're trash, they're still playing for
Leicester
something.
could do something. If
they could.
Yeah.
They could. Just like Villa could do something, but
True.
It's
Who's Man United got again? Sorry.
Man United have, I know the last game's full. So it's Bournemouth. Then after Bournemouth,
You got Chelsea at home.
Chelsea, then Fulham at home.
So I think with the Bournemouth game, I think there's something in that. Personally,
That's kind of that's the feed. I don't know if that's hope or if I'm just having that little
they're
niggling
away
feeling.
and
because
Bournemouth have
Man
been
United
playing
away are
quite
rubbish
well.
anyway, man.
Yeah, and Chelsea as well, man. Chelsea are just...
I wouldn't say Chelsea. I would have said Fulham because after that FA
Fulham.
Cup game,
Yep.
I know Mitrovic is returning on
he's
smoke,
back.
bro.
He's back,
returning
yeah.
on smoke, bro. 100%.
Bro, United are finishing 5th, bro.
Can happen.
No.
Bro,
No.
United are finishing 5th. Oh my God.
But Arsenal's still second.
Was that meant to hurt, bro?
Yeah. Because
Yeah, it would hurt me
Why would it hurt me, though?
if I was on top for 19 months or however.
Bro, it
was.
doesn't matter if you're top for 93% of the season.
Now
You
it doesn't.
You need to be
Statistically,
you
you
need to be top. You need to be top at the
How
38th
many
game.
days
You
was
need
it
to be
that they were top of the
38th
league?
game.
Yeah, well, you're record breakers.
It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. You need to be top of the last day of the season.
was it 294?
It doesn't matter. You need to be top of the last day of the season, just like you need to be in the top 4 of the last day of the season.
True. Same for us.
But we got a trophy, so main thing.
Does that guarantee you passage into Europa
Fam, that
Europa
cup
League.
does absolutely nothing for them. Does
The
it give-
Carabao Cup
I think-
guarantees you-
Does it give you like a bypass in the FA Cup?
No,
Nah.
Europa League.
What the Carabao Tin Cup gives you Europa League?
I think it gives you
no,
the
no,
Europa League
no,
spot.
the FA Cup does that.
No, Europa League is what Carabao I think it does as well.
No, the Carabao don't, man. It might give you the conference or something. Let me ask you a question, actually. Now I'm
Yeah.
talking about the conference. If West Ham win the conference thing, have they had a better season than Arsenal?
Yes.
You're lying
Yes.
bastard. That's what you are.
Yes.
Scumbag.
Why?
Based
Why?
on
Go
what?
Based on
So you
them
can
winning
just-
a European trophy that Arsenal have never won in their lives.
What, a European trophy that's
That
just been
Arsenal
made
have
up.
never won in their lives. Whether it's made up or not,
But
you've
the-
never won one.
But, bruv, it only came into freaking fruition last season,
Okay,
you mug.
win it then.
You absolutely.
Win it then.
I don't want to be. I don't want
win it
to.
then.
I'd never want to win that
Bro,
trophy. I'd
you
never
could
want to win
never.
that.
You could never.
Bro, I'd never want to
You
win
could
such a
never, bro.
trophy.
Why?
Never want to visit.
Because there's a generational curse saying that you're specialist
You win
in
it,
failure.
bro. You're mad. That's.
What do you mean you win it? How will you tell me to win it when I've won European Cups?
Yeah, that's true.
I'm saying you win it.
Something in Europe, bro.
I'm not gonna win the conference cup, but
not gonna win any, bro. You're not gonna win any.
by 5 4. We're in the Champions League. We're the only London team
Okay,
there,
okay.
and the finals at Wembley. Yeah,
One thing to say: win it, bro. Win it. Win the Champions League, bro.
yeah. That's now you're talking my language. Don't be talking to me about no conference cup, bro. What the hell?
Bro, you're cutting your cloth too big, bro.
I ain't cutting my cloth.
So basically, Liverpool just have to win the rest of their games, and then it's just a win and hope.
It's a tough ask, man. It's a tough ask. I think if we win all our games, we go through. Honestly speaking, I can't see both. I'm chatting shit, but I can't see. I can see it. I'm hoping, but I think there's a banana peel out there for all clubs. To be fair,
Cool.
all three clubs.
Unai Emery's gonna do you.
He can do us, bro, and I think we're due being done by Unai. To be fair,
And then obviously while we're talking about the teams around this point in the league, Leeds obviously drew with Newcastle as well, which was 2-2. So what do we think? Do we?
I've got something to say. I don't want to see Patrick Bamford in the Premier League ever again. For that reason, Leeds need to get relegated, bro. Not even for the penalty miss, bro. I've never seen such an incompetent striker's performance, bro. First touch, nowhere.
Yeah,
couldn't hold the ball. Couldn't even make 6-yard passes, bro. I don't know what's happened to Patrick.
I know. 'Cause
Yeah.
I wish him the best.
He showed some promise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. I wish him all the best, bro, man. But like that was not it, bro. Especially when Big Sam needed you, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Because are we saying that this appointment of Sam Allardyce is the right one?
Oh, yeah, definitely, bro.
Yeah.
Definitely, bro. I've not seen them fight like this.
24 games too late, though.
Yeah. I've not seen
Yeah.
them fight like this all season, to be fair. The last time I saw them fight like this was last time when they beat the relegation. And so, but personally, I think it's time for them to go, man.
Okay, fair. So in terms of, was it just, why was it? Was it just a blip day for Newcastle? It was a game they should have probably could have won in the form that they're in? Or is it just because Leeds have that
I think it was Sam
mentality
Allardyce.
and a
I think it
manager?
was Sam Allardyce, you know.
Fair.
That's because Leeds didn't really play spectacularly. They were just up for it, and he probably G'd them up to come to Newcastle. Probably told them what they needed to hear to come and perform at Newcastle, because obviously he's got experience at St James's Park. So I don't think it was anything tactical. I watched the game, and Newcastle did create the ball, but Leeds have that ability to press all over the pitch, and that's what they did, and they turned over possession. But unfortunately, when they got to their spearhead, it was useless.
Fair. Cool. And in terms of the other two games, I'll just give the scores for us. It was Aston Villa 2, and it was Tottenham 1, and then Chelsea 2, Nottingham Forest 2. So what do we think of those results? Just briefly.
What, Spurs?
Shit.
What do you think of Tottenham?
Shit.
What do you think of shit?
Tottenham.
Thank you.
That's all right. We hate
Cool.
Tottenham. We hate Tottenham.
But because obviously we just literally like minutes on this segment, but Tottenham nearly did a Tottenham thing where they came back.
Oh, boo, man.
Yeah, well, Kane does this thing where he just always he happens to shine even though he's losing. So he scored that penalty, which was weird because it looked like he was about to get booked, but then he got a penalty and he scored it. Brilliant for if you've got him in your fantasy football league. And then Son had that disallowed goal in it, literally in the final second.
Yeah,
of the
that's
game.
right.
But yeah, man, that's another shit show that Spurs has put on, kind of thing. To be fair, 2-0 down. Yeah, boy, and that was another great performance by
Aston Villa.
Yeah,
Cool.
by Villa, man. So.
And then the Chelsea game, they obviously drew that 2-2 with Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, Sterling found his shooting boots. I think he was his second goal that I thought was pretty decent. And then and Forest are just, Forest were just they're no pushovers. Forest, man. That Awoniyi, he's been quite impressive in these recent Nottingham Forest games. So yeah, man, it was with Chelsea. I just feel like, I don't know, Chelsea's just there for the vibes at the moment, man. So
yes, they're basically, they've written this season off. Just looking forward to the next, right?
Yeah, man. So, but yeah, man, good goals from Sterling. It must be nice for his confidence or what have you not. And I think Chelsea can obviously take something away from that and just look to upset other teams. I think they're playing your boys and stuff like that. For Chelsea's just taking part at the moment.
Cool. Let's move on to the final segment, the back pages. So either be a player, a club or manager. It doesn't have to be in the Prem that we feel like has stood out for us. So if I start with you, Della, who's your candidate for this week?
I will choose Villa, Emery, because when he came, can't remember where they were. I think they're probably close to the bottom half of the table. But for him to get them to a fighting chance of being in Europe, it's a credit to him. I know the last time he was in England, people writ him off, but he's always been a good manager, and I think it's good that he's come back to prove everyone that he is what he is.
Cool. Strives?
Barcelona, man, they've won the Liga. Yeah, I baffled myself for a second. Yeah, so yeah, Barca's won. I think that's dope, man. Lewandowski's fired them to another... from being a banter club in Spain to now, holding the championship, man. Dope, man. They're my Spanish team as well, so that's why I've not been too sad about Arsenal.
Cool story, guy. Joey?
Another selfish one for me. Mine is Trent. You guys won't know, but when we first started recording this and doing pilots, everybody here put Trent on their shit list. Yeah, saying how he was stinking up the gaff and
real donkey of the season. And I used to say, guys, don't judge Liverpool now, because obviously we're struggling. We're suffering from all the games we played last season and competing on all four fronts. Unprecedented shit. Remember that day? Unprecedented shit. And now that Liverpool finally warmed up, got a bit of energy, we're seeing the real Trent deployed as right back /CDM /CM /AMC or CAM. So
Inverted fullback,
support striker. But he's just been brilliant in the form, man. It's no surprise that we've been winning and scoring loads of goals since he's been pushed a bit further forward up the pitch, man. So yeah, well done, Trent, man.
Cool. And my one is just, I'm giving it to Ahmad this week at Sunderland.
What a banger.
Yeah, scored a sick goal. Performing well for them in the championship. And obviously being a Man United player on loan, it'd probably be someone I'd probably be keen to get back and see what he can do in the Prem.
Does he start over Anthony, or does he get a run of games, or what would you bring him in for, to push Anthony? What if he's better than Anthony? What do you think or do about Anthony? Is it like,
that's not going to happen, man? He's not going to push Anthony. I think he'll put him back on loan or something.
You think?
Yeah, man. But Ten Hag can't sign Anthony for that amount of money, and then a guy gets promoted from the championship and displaces him. That'd be an absolute howler.
Even if that guy is a better player?
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, you have to firm it, man.
Yes, yeah.
You have to firm it.
Yeah.
What, as in
what you're saying, Ten Hag has to firm it?
Yeah. He ain't going to play Ahmad over his 90 million signing.
Why not?
Yeah, if he's not performing, why not?
No, he'll give Anthony more time than he would Ahmad.
He'll turn him into a cameo guy. Ahmad.
Yeah, that's what I think he needs anyway. But even if he did outshine Anthony, that's Ten Hag's guy. Ten Hag brought him here, and you push United to buy him. I don't think he'll just let someone come in and just be like, especially someone, as Dan said, just came from the championship.
Be interesting to see if we take him back, and then how many minutes he actually gets for us. Cause
no, you're definitely as in not to send him back out. No. How old is he?
He is born in 2002. So what's that? 20.
21.
20. Yeah, 21. Yeah. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what ETH does with him, because yeah, obviously with people like Garnacho coming up, it'd be good to see him back.
I don't like Garnacho, bro. I don't like Anthony. I don't like Garnacho.
You don't like Man United, full stop.
Garnacho's finish was clean though. Man United anyway.
That's it for the end of the podcast. We hope you enjoyed it. Tune in same time next week.
Peace. Love.